Dad? Dad?
Alright, Felissa, I'll leave you to it.
Alright, sorry. Is Darren around? I need his help for a sec.
I don't know if they're so fast.
Just
Hey! Okay. Ooh, yay!
You'll get the Jason mask.
You know what? Let me see. Okay.
Hello, you again.
Am I there? Wait, let me turn. Okay. Hold on. Okay. There I am. Yay! All right. This is exciting. I am thrilled to be here on indiehorror.tv, and I would love to chat anything about Sleepaway Camp, upcoming horror projects that are going on currently. So just, hit me up and we'll chat right now live here on indiehorror.tv.
Where is he?
Here are my kids, the Angelas for the future. Okay.
I could do the face. It's on me. Get the spotlight on me.
The spotlight. Get the spotlight. I'm excited to spend time with you guys. Thank you, Mr. Skeeter Buster. I'm thrilled to talk to all horror fans out there about whatever you guys like. So ask me some questions and I will answer them, like, how did they create the last shot in Sleepaway Camp? Let's go straight for Sleepaway Camp. What attracted you to the Angela role? Well, I was 13 years old and I read the script and it was very interesting, very different from anything I had ever seen or read before. Obviously, I was young and it was my first feature film. And I think just the whole idea of her being a young person trying to deal with other kids, picking on her, the whole bullying topic. I feel like it was ahead of its time with, bullying and whatnot. It was really, I think it was essential, both for that time period and for now. You see it amongst kids. They're just cruel to each other. So that was definitely attractive to me to see how, a young person would handle that. And it's a good revenge story. So all the blood and guts were exciting for me. Those kids are so adorable. They're really, really, really sweet. Those are my babies and hopefully the future of the Sleepaway Camp series.
I'm the next Angela.
Yeah.
What my mom
This is someone who wants to be Angela. So, you never know for the remake what can happen. But back to horror. Were you upset to not come back for the sequels? No, that was definitely a choice. I had just been admitted to NYU, Tisch School of the Arts, for early admission, and I really wanted to go to study. So when they admitted me into that program, I had to make the choice between going away to Atlanta, Georgia they went, I think, for 6 months and they shot parts 2 and 3 back to back, or were they, was I going to just let that go by the wayside and not study and go to Georgia? And I just really decided that I wanted to be in college, have that kind of, dorm, 20-something life. And that was my choice. But I think Pamela Springsteen did an amazing job. She was absolutely incredible. And the role is so completely different from the first one. I mean, the first one takes itself very seriously and, you're dealing with a 13-year-old who's a killer, whereas the sequels are all about, a little bit of dark comedy and whatnot.
I'm Bianca.
So, with that being said, I think it all worked out for the best. And I had such a good time filming the first Sleepaway Camp that I, certainly kind of had that as my memory and, left it there. Oh, I'm a happy camper. It was more comedy then. Yes, it was definitely more comedic. Even though Robert Hiltzik, our original writer-director, had everything, he had a lot to do with 2 and 3. Michael Simpson, had a lot to do with the tone of the sequels, and they were fantastic. And I feel like people compare them all the time, and they shouldn't be compared. They're all individual movies by themselves, 1, 2, and 3. They're just, they're movies that should stand alone and not be, looked at in any competitive way. So yeah, I'm really happy that I was part of the first one. I feel very fortunate. I always say it gave me a life. I met my husband because of it. He was a huge fan. And I have a family and a career all because of Sleepaway Camp. So that was definitely, it was definitely an amazing part of my life, filming the first Sleepaway Camp. And if you have any questions about that, please chime in and ask me about Sleepaway Camp. Do you have a plug? I need to plug my thing in. Maybe an extension cord, yeah.
An extension cord.
Yeah.
I don't think I have an extension.
So, do you guys have any more questions for me regarding? Okay. Did you realize as a 13-year-old how groundbreaking it would be in terms of being one of the first films, and in horror specifically, that really took chances on discussing gender role assignment? I don't think at 13 I really quite understood the significance it had in those terms, as far as the gender and transgender and transsexual and whatnot. She's really a transvestite. I don't think I quite understood it because I was too young, but while we were filming, people would talk about it a lot, and it started to sink in, and I really understood that it was important. I mean, we really hadn't seen that.
Is this live?
And now, yeah. And now, it's been important in terms of just that shedding light on, I think, people in general. And us, we might not feel like we understand people or we're all the same. And to accept our differences. And I think that as a person who's acted in this kind of a role as Angela, I'm very fortunate to have that, because I've spoken to a lot of people and I feel like they've given to me, and hopefully I've given to them, in that just accept people for who they are. And, it was a really cool role that I was given, and hopefully, who knows what can happen if we do have a remake. We're talking about that right now. It came out on Halloween that we will reboot the whole franchise, and let's see what happens and how it plays with society today. That will definitely be interesting, how the role of Angela will be dealt with in a remake. So.
Remake.
Yeah, we definitely, in our eyes, we want it to be remade. You took a considerable amount of time off after Sleepaway Camp. Did you have any notable other roles that you turned down during that hiatus? No, you know what? I, again, just decided that I would go to college and I would...
Our computer turned off. Okay,
yeah.
it's back on.
Huh, I don't know what happened.
Sorry.
Did you touch something?
No, I didn't touch it.
Oh, okay. So I think... Can you stop? My son is grabbing me. Okay, let's see. No, at that time, I just really wanted to study. I was very interested in psychology. And there really wasn't, anything going on. I auditioned for a lot of sitcoms and commercials and whatnot. But no, there was nothing, great going on for me. I just decided I would study and do theater in New York. Can we get any tidbits on, is Dead End or did you mean Dead TV? Dead TV is a movie that I recently did starring Danielle Harris and Eric Roberts. We filmed it last year on the East Coast. And it's an amazing movie. I have to say, I teamed up with the most incredible, both, okay. I am really, really proud of the work in that movie. It's coming out in early 2014 by Image Entertainment. I was so... it's funny, somebody just wrote, no way, I'm missing Felissa Rose. And my husband forever was calling me Felissa Rose. So even on like birthday cards and anniversary cards today, he calls me Felicia. So that's kind of funny. But anyhow, with Dead End, not sure. I think they're still dealing with the financing for that. Dead TV is an amazing film, and it takes place at camp. So I was excited to play a counselor to all these really messed up young people. And we had an incredible time filming that. Hi, Felissa. Hi. I drive a shitty car. I like that handle. What reaction did you get from people after Sleepaway Camp? Were people mostly supportive, or did they make jokes? I think people were terrified by me. Here I was playing this serial killer, and, they didn't really know what to make of me. And I think they just kind of, were a little terrified by the movie. So there was no making fun of me. I'd have to kick their ass. I'm a tough Italian chick from New York. So no, I don't think that it was any kind of movie that young people, they were just thrilled to have a classmate who was actually making a horror movie. I mean, I think to them it was kind of cool. So with that being said, I really hope that I have my little mini-me right behind me.
When I found out she did that movie, I was scared. I was scared of her.
No, you know what? My kids haven't even seen the movie. They've seen bits and pieces.
I want to.
And you see, we're going to have to plug this in. So I'm going to go sit over here. And Bianca is going to read the questions for me. So if there are any questions that come up over here.
I'm Bianca, by the way.
If you haven't noticed, Bianca loves to be in the spotlight, and she's excited to be an actress. LOL. Okay, so can you go inside? You can see my DVD collection. Okay, I see, yeah. This is my little dog.
I'm still here.
Okay, but go inside. So, yeah.
She is a little actress in the making, it seems.
She is a big actress in the making, and here she comes.
I actually am. I have been in some movies.
She's been in some horror movies.
There goes the doorbell. So don't write anything for a second.
Yeah, don't write anything for a second, or we'd be in big trouble. I have 3 children, and they are 4, 6, and 8, and they keep me very busy. So when I'm not, dealing with, there's another one. When I'm not dealing with chasing people at camp and hacking them up, I'm dealing with my. Okay, say no thank you, Bianca. Yeah. Okay. So Bianca has to come back and do her job and read the chat room. Bianca, can you read what's going on?
We could just pause this because some girl is.
Well, you can go there right now. So, okay, we're about to answer questions. Go ahead. Can you read it to me?
I'm sure this is a story you tell a lot, but tell us about how the end scene went. How it was done.
Mommy, some girl wants to say someone.
How I did what? The last scene in Sleepaway Camp? Okay, so the last scene in Sleepaway Camp, and I'm completely going to say spoiler here, spoiler alert. Basically, you know, they came up to me and said, Felissa, okay, we need to turn you into a boy. So we are going to put a penis on you. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm 13, and my parents were bizarrely crazy in the 70s, or one was at 82. Okay, I don't know what they were smoking. But they then said, okay, we can't do that. So what we're going to do is take a mold of your face. Ed French, who did the special effects, did a mold of my face, and we're going to put it on a boy's body. And so history has it, at the end of Sleepaway Camp, what you're seeing really is a mold of my 13-year-old face.
Easier to be a killer and try to get away with it. Wait, how long was filming? Any good stories to tell while on set?
Yes, we filmed for about 6 weeks, the first Sleepaway Camp, and there were so many parties and so many crazy things that went on. You could only imagine. It was really like being at camp. I mean, I was 13 years old and I'm with all these other teenagers. I had never been to Sleepaway Camp myself, so I had no idea what I was in for. But, you know, when we finally wrapped, I was best friends with John Dunn, who played Kenny, Hey Bop Bob, and he came to my house after we wrapped, and my mom was like, okay, he has to leave now. He's like 17 and I'm 13. And he was like, no, I think we should just like hang out and watch movies. So we did, and when my parents came in, he hid in the closet and stayed there until morning. So that's always like our little joke story. And I dated Johnny Tierston, who played Ricky. That's another story. Another long story, time for like, we'd need like a year to talk about that, but no. And he, you know, he was my long-term friend from many, many years, and I'm close with Robert Hiltzik, who is the original writer-director. I talked to Desiree Gould and Catherine Kami on Facebook, so it's like a nice, you know, family that we have. Do we have any more questions, Bianca?
No, not yet.
Okay, so you can hit, speaking of Facebook, since I'm friends with everybody from Sleepaway Camp on Facebook, you can hit me up on Facebook, and it's Felissa Rose Esposito Miller is my main page. And now I have a new page that's just Felissa Rose.
Oh,
okay.
What do your kids think about you being an actress? I know a lot of kids are proud of their job, so it must be a lot of fun for your kids to explain what you do.
Okay, so I'll have my actual child
I'll answer that question.
Go ahead, Bianca. Come and sit down with me.
I'm very proud of your mom, and like
Of
just
your
now,
mom?
yeah, of my mom and my dad. And so, my friend just came over, and she did say to me, "Why do you brag so much about your parents being famous?" So I do talk about that a lot.
Aw, and we don't, you know what's funny is that I've never considered myself somebody who's famous or anything like that. But I, you know, because my kids are getting older, they see that I'm, you know, on set, or I bring them to set. I just produced a movie called No Solicitors, and they were in the movie. So that's how they understand it. They think anybody who's working.
Some girls said they don't know how to live, and she said she doesn't know how to
the hazards of doing an interview at home. You get the whole thing. I'm live right now. Thank you. And here's my husband.
This is reality.
So we'll have to have, you know, a reality TV show soon, so that we could just bust out the cameras and have them on us at all times. And I'm totally for that. I think, forget the Kardashians. We need like a family that lives
Reality TV at its finest.
Yeah, everybody I mean, the doorbell just rang and I think it was like a missionary. So,
It was.
this is what you get when you have 3 kids and 2 dogs and a cat, and fortunately a lot of really good friends in a cool neighborhood in California.
Oh, tell us a little bit more about No Solicitors. That just started shooting. That just started shooting recently, didn't it? Anything you could share? I can laugh because I can relate.
Oh, why do you hate? That's kind of funny that I had a solicitor, and yeah, that's how the whole movie came about. My writer-director, John Callis, he kept, all of these people were constantly knocking on his door, and he couldn't stand it. And he used to literally have a bat in his closet. Here's my dog, Minnie. And he was like, I'm going to write a horror movie that I want you to produce.
What was your favorite role and why?
So I produced a movie called No Solicitors, and Eric Roberts stars in it, and it's a freaking amazing horror movie that will be out in the next year.
As an adult, what was your favorite role and why?
As an adult, I would have to say my favorite role, I just played a woman named Leah Keller in a movie called Dead Zombie Killers, Elephant's Graveyard. And it's written and directed by Harrison Smith, who just did Dead TV. And that role I loved. I loved Rachel Steele. She's very interesting, but it was a little too close to who I am. She was a horror actress turned therapist. But this role of Leah Keller is this crazy religious woman that I got to portray. Very, different from who I am in my day-to-day life. So I had a lot of work to do. And I have to say, just from the work, she's my favorite character. I was leading up to the answer. The answer is Leah Keller from Elephant's Graveyard, Zombie Killers, Elephant's Graveyard, because I haven't been able to play anybody quite like her. When you get to sink your teeth into something totally different from who you are or what you've played, it's challenging. And anything that's worth having is cool if it's challenging. And that's why Leah Keller in Zombie Killers was such an amazing experience.
I may be the only person who owns or has seen this movie. But how did you end up hot dog casserole?
Oh, yeah, hot dog casserole. That's awesome. Thank you for asking me a question about hot dog casserole. Hot dog casserole was written and directed by my amazing friend, Rab himself, Chris Rab, Uncle Chris, Drunkle Chris.
Yeah.
Uncle Chris lived with us when Bianca was 0 to 1.
Oh, another.
And, he just said to me, hey, would you be in my short? Hot Dog Castle, and I was like, absolutely. Anything that you're going to be writing and directing, I definitely want to be a part of. So that was really exciting for me.
Okay, you've acted and produced now. Have you ever thought about getting behind the camera to direct? No, I just asked her that. Never. Do not ask her that question.
I don't know why. I have a lot of ideas. I'd love to write a script. I'm sort of on par with films like American Beauty. I like that. Twisted Suburban American Crazy Tale.
Hold your comments. I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. So, but as far as directing, you know what? It kind of terrifies me. I mean, the thought of running the ship in that way, like producing, I love, because I love the idea of, putting the whole puzzle together, and I understand it. I feel like with directing, I'm not completely understanding of, I don't think I'd be good at that piece. That takes somebody who's really has a certain eye with the whole picture and the actors. And maybe I'm, I don't know. I'm just too scared to
Go ahead. Finish writing.
Okay. If anybody has any more questions, Bianca is back. Okay. Here.
Somebody listen.
Oh.
Have you ever had the urge to do any writing more than along the lines of novel, branching out your creativity?
Wait, say that one. Ask that question again.
Have you ever had the urge to do any writing more along the lines of a novel, branching out the creativity?
Oh, of a novel?
A novel.
You know, I have been thinking very seriously about writing a novel, writing not so much an autobiography, but it's been interesting being married to a musician. And I think it's a story that all people could kind of relate to because it's about relationships and marriage and what it takes. And definitely we have kind of circumstances that are unusual and could make for an interesting story. So I've always thought about writing, you know, what it's like to be married to Darren Miller. And I just think that it's been really, really fun and exciting, and we're very honest about, you know, everything we've been through together. We have an amazing relationship. We're soulmates, but it takes a lot more than that to make a marriage work and make a family. And so with that, I would be very interested in writing a book about life and family and what it takes to make a marriage work. And not that I'm an expert or anything, but again, because of the circumstances we've been handed where he's always on tour or I'm always on a movie set, it's, you know, it lends some
What is the
interesting
craziest
stories.
moment you've ever experienced on a set? Any police incidents, injuries, wacky stuff?
Yes. So we were filming, this is kind of funny. I shot a movie called Silent Night, Zombie Night for Sean Kane, and I love Sean Kane. And he was doing this whole big zombie. He probably did not have permit.
I'm sorry.
So,
Incidents.
an accident or an incident?
What is the craziest moment you've ever experienced on a set?
Yeah, this was crazy.
Any police incidents, injuries, wacky stuff?
I definitely, so the cops came. They saw all of these zombies and they came and they were like, what the hell's going on? And we had but the reason they didn't like totally flip out on us was because we had cop cars in the shot. So they thought the cops were already there. So that took care of that. I did have an accident on Satan's Playground where Ed Neal is one of my most favorite people in the world. He played the hitchhiker in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He had to play like this character that was torturing my character, and he got so like far up on my neck with the blade, with the knife, that he had nothing to do with it. It was the way I was reacting and jerking around that it kind of like hurt me. And the only person who knew what was going on was the sound guy, because he could tell that I was like, ugh. Everybody else was just like, cut, great take. And I'm like, But, you know, those things happen. I mean, I always say, if I don't walk away from a horror movie with cuts and wounds and black and blues, I haven't done my job, because they're war wounds and they're all part of, you know, the gig.
Wasn't the blade dulled? Ouch.
Oh, yeah, the blade was totally dulled. But it doesn't matter. Even if you have a dull blade and it's at your neck and you go into your larynx or you go in so far, you know, you're in the moment. And I always give my other actor that I'm working with permission, like, I need you. I'm a method actress, you know, and I just feel like, go for it. You know, let's not hurt each other, but let's go for it. And he wasn't hurting me at all. But I leaned in so much that even just the heavy metal was on my neck. And it caused, like, me some pain. But it wasn't a big deal. And certainly, to me, it's par for the course. I mean, you have to have those things happen.
One time she came home from no solicitors and her car broke down and she was trapped in the garage. And luckily some guy came. And
yeah, that's true. I didn't put my car, I guess I was like, you know, needed to get to the set so quickly that I didn't put my car in park fully. So the battery died, and my other producer waited with me in the garage. And you know, you always have like crazy stories, and everybody, the cool thing about filmmaking is you become a family very quickly and everybody takes care of each other. And I feel very fortunate that I've worked with amazing people. I mean, I've had unbelievable experiences with some of the nicest and most generous people in the industry. So I feel very fortunate for that. And I don't know. It's been a great ride.
Adrian King has a pretty terrifying story about his stalker. Have you ever had fans take things too far and make you feel as if you were in danger?
I did have one. Not a lot, but there was one person who thought that maybe he and I should get married and get together, and that was Darren Miller. Now, and he got a job on the movie set, and he came back to my hotel room. But it wasn't terrifying for me. It was just like somebody who wanted to obviously talk and get close, and after a little while of talking in the hotel room, we did, and then he left, and it was all good. But my biggest fan, the number one fan in my life, is my husband, who my friends call him the lazy stalker, because he didn't outright, chase me down or do anything that, is associated with stalker, but he really wanted to, meet me and chat with me, and he would email me and call me incessantly. His manager and he and his brother would call me constantly. And finally, I invited him to the set of Return to Sleepaway Camp, and we became really good buddies. And we got married and have 3 children, as you've seen.
I was the first.
And Bianca is the first. Yeah, she's number 1. So yeah, it was. It's good to have. I know, and I hate the word fan. I mean, talk to me about fan. That word is so strange to me. Fan stands for fanatic, and it's like, to me, I call everybody my friend. Like, if I meet you and we get along and we have a lot of the same interests, you're my friend. I'm fortunate that at conventions I meet a lot of really, really cool people. And
all of her fans are her friends.
Yeah, I don't like to, just strange to me, the idea of fans, but I consider everybody, a good friend, and I get to know a lot of people really well. So, this is my dog, Minnie. Say hi, Min. Minnie, do you see yourself? She's 14. She's an old lady like me.
She's deaf.
We're buds. I don't think she's deaf. I don't know. But, so I started talking about this other movie that I did called Zombie Killers, Elephant's Graveyard. And it stars Billy Zane, Misha Barton, Dee Wallace, and Gabrielle Stone.
LOL.
Well, my dog, LOL. She's cute. Here's my other dog, Jersey. Come here.
Jersey will do anything.
I did this amazing film, and
She
it's a
was in No
zombie movie. Yeah, Jersey's in No Solicitors. She plays Precious to the nosy neighbor. There's a nosy neighbor, and Jersey plays her dog. So I have this movie called Zombie Killers coming out, and it's fantastic. I just saw footage from it, and I'm so really stinking proud of that.
We had Dee Wallace on a few weeks ago.
Dee Wallace!
Talked about the film.
Did she talk about something? I'm very, very happy with that movie. In fact, Harrison comes to stay with me on Monday, and I'm very proud of him because he's incredibly passionate and writes scripts that are completely different. He really kind of likes to, bring unusual perspective to stories that I think people definitely love. So I'm very, very happy about Dead TV and Zombie Killers, Elephant's Graveyard, and No Solicitors.
Oh, if you could play anyone's character from any story, movie, book, etc., who would you choose?
If I could play anyone, any character, in any horror movie? Was it any horror movie? Read the question again.
Movie, book, etc.
That's etc. If I could play any character.
Oh, any movie or book. Doesn't have to be horror.
If I could play any character, wow, that's a really, really good question. There's a new book.
Any SpongeBob SquarePants?
There's a new book called Impossible Odds. And it's a book about the story of a woman named Jessica Buchanan. and a couple of years ago she was kidnapped by Somalia pirates, and it was tragic. For 3.5 months she was pretty much starved and, thought her life would be over. And it ends in triumph. So she beat the odds and she fought for her life, and she's home now with her husband and her child. And I think that it's a beautiful story about, with a lot of integrity. And it's a story about a woman who fought with everything from her heart and her soul and her gut to stay alive. And I think that if I were to portray anyone, just thinking off the top of my head, I think it would be, a character, if, I think like Jessica or someone like that who fights so hard for what they believe in, with a lot of passion and a lot of strength.
You want to be somebody that almost died?
No, I don't want to be somebody that almost died, but somebody who
Have you
beats the odds.
have you seen any good independent movies recently that you've enjoyed and would recommend?
I love The Perfect Age of Rock and Roll. That is a movie that was written and directed by a high school friend of mine, Scott Rosenbaum. And if anybody can go out there and pick it up, it's a really cool flick. Jason Ritter is in it, John Ritter's son, and Taryn Manning, and she's a really cool actress. So that is a fantastic film. I would say go out and get that.
Oh, Jersey. Look at you.
And I'm trying to think of, I see so many movies, and I'm really, really supportive of the independent, circuit. Anything that you can see that's independent, definitely get your hands on and go see it. I just love, supporting that market. So.
I can stick around for any long. I can't stick around for any longer. So because I'm going to be here at the end to say so. Thanks, Felissa, for the visit. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Who was that written by?
Thank you. Shallow. I don't know.
Okay.
But you can come in.
Aw, Shallow.
Something.
Thanks.
I don't know. I don't even know.
I love being here, and
His name is Devin.
Devin. Bye, Devin. I love that name. That's a really, really cool name.
Monkey.
Monkey. Oh, okay. That's.
I don't know. Someone just put a monkey.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's so funny. My high school boyfriend used to call me Monkey. So there you go. But anyhow, yeah, I'm trying to think of any more independent horror movies that I've seen that I really like.
MSB, can you put your question back up?
Here, let me go walk over to. Let's see. I don't want to get. Okay. So, what would you say is your greatest inspiration? What drives you as an actress? Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Wow. I would have to say my greatest inspiration is, as cheesy as it sounds, it is the truth, and not because they're sitting here with me. But I'm inspired every day by the 3 people that I created. My children are, my everything. They keep me going and make me feel like, it's all worth it, because I want to leave a legacy for them. I'm excited that one day they can look back and see some of these movies and maybe have a good laugh. But I'm inspired by
Bianca.
I'm inspired by Bianca, Lola, and Thomas. I'm inspired by good things in life, good
No,
people.
she's just inspired by Bianca.
And I'm inspired by...
I agree with that totally. That's not cheesy.
Aw, that's really sweet. I know that I'm like a big goofball, and I'm very cheesy. Like, I love love, and I love life, and I really believe in positivity.
She tells me all the time before I go to school, breathe, believe, receive.
Breathe, believe, receive. That's my whole thing, because I think...
At what age do you think you'll let your children watch Sleepaway? Are they allowed to watch horror movies currently? Yes, I watch horror movies every single night with my father.
This is my huge horror.
Every single night. I'll be 9 to answer your question.
She's 8.5, and she loves horror movies.
Love them.
And she is a big fan, just like her dad. So she and her dad stay up till, the wee hours of the morning
5 in the morning.
and watch, Misery and
Mostly we watch
Jaws and
Make sure they
the
know
Halloween.
that I take out all
Why don't you
that.
come over here and talk for a second? Come here. So this is Darren Miller, my husband.
Daddy.
Why don't you sit next to me?
Okay. I just want everybody to know that I take out the bad parts of the movies. I don't let her watch the bad stuff. Look at Tommy.
This is my guy. Was that peace sign or giving me the bunny ears?
Bunny.
He's the biggest horror movie fan in the world. Ah! Somebody said hello, Darren. Say hi.
Indie Horror said hi.
Hi.
Bianca is a tough kid. My almost 11-year-old can't handle most horror movies.
But you know what? I couldn't handle horror movies when I was little. When I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, I was terrified. Terrified.
Whoever just wrote that question, thanks. Yes, I am a tough kid.
She's funny. They're all funny in this house. We're a bunch of clowns. But we definitely love horror movies. That's a big, part of our life. Horror movies, and I mean, especially since Halloween just passed, all we did was like play Freddy, Jason, watch horror movies, everything from, even though Beetlejuice isn't, it's like a kid's horror movie. Beetlejuice and Goonies, and they love Jaws 2, they love the Halloween series, they love the Nightmare on Elm Street. They haven't seen Sleepaway Camp, and I think it's just because of my fear of showing them mommy with a penis. Will that make them feel like, holy shit, what is that? Is mommy, what's wrong with mommy? Or I don't know. I mean, in terms of not understanding the difference between me being an actress and me being mommy. It's harder probably for them because they see me every day and it would be weird. But definitely in time they'll see it soon enough and I'll explain it. God bless you.
Oh, speaking of which, what would you say is your personal favorite horror movie? S. And it adds quotation.
My favorite horror movie is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Shining, The Exorcist, the original Friday the 13th. I'm trying to think what else. Last House on the Left. I love David Hess in that movie. That performance was stellar.
My favorite movie is Halloween 20 Years Later.
Halloween 20 Years Later is Bianca's, in case you were wondering. And Halloween, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night. And Phantasm. I go for that old school, I'm from, it's like, but I love, there's some new stuff that I do love. I'm a big Hostel fan. I love the Saw series. I love Grace.
Silent Night, Deadly Night is being released in theaters next month.
Yes! By my amazing buddy Justin Beam, who I adore, and I'm fortunate that we live close by one another, so I get to see him and hang out and talk about all this cool horror stuff going on, and I'm very proud. That's cool that he's releasing these movies. That's wonderful.
I myself have a question.
Oh, Bianca has a question.
What is your favorite horror movie that you produced?
I've probably produced, I think, like 5 or 6 movies, and I'm really proud of No Solicitors because I really took that on myself.
The channel at some point.
Justin Beam? Where's my cell phone? Let's call him. I should FaceTime Justin. I think my cell phone's dead. I should be calling Justin right now so that he could be on. He'd laugh. That would be really hilarious. Why don't you get my cell phone? It's in my
But I
red
need to
bag.
answer these questions.
Oh, okay. Bianca has to answer your question. She's my little sidekick. What else? Let's talk about some other stuff. What are your favorite horror movies? How about that?
Comment down below.
What does it say?
I just wanted to say.
What are some of your favorite horror movies? And what do you think about us remaking Sleepaway Camp? What do you think? Should we do that?
Say yes. Please.
I'm all about it.
Halloween, Hellraiser, 1 and 2, Nightmare
On the street.
That's it. Probably my favorite.
Craziness ensues at this hour in my house, so, you know. I have monkeys and birds and craziness. That's the real horror is not what's going on in front and behind of the camera, but it's what goes on in my house.
It would be amazing and cool. And my favorite horror movie is the original Halloween. I watch that every night when I can't find a horror movie to watch. I like Halloween.
Bianca likes Halloween. Just, you know, just so we know that.
I'm
Just so
gonna
we're
see-
clear.
I'm going to see
Bianca
Halloween
loves
4 tonight.
Oh, she's watching Halloween 4 tonight. Okay. But I love Danielle Harris. She's one of my favorite people. I think there's a Halloween convention going on next week, and I'm excited about that.
More answers about
Oh.
remaking Sleep.
Ah! You
I
know,
feel like the original is pretty cool, but I think we better effects on the side. Slightly bigger budget if we work. Halloween 35 years of horror and fascination. I've never seen that.
I think, yeah. I love the Halloween series.
I do too.
think it's amazing. I think that remaking Sleepaway Camp is going to be freaking fierce. I want to play Aunt Martha. Richard, Angela. What do you think? Should I even go for it? That could be fun.
LOL. There's 10 people watching us.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Thank you to the 10 people that are watching. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, TV
Yeah,
too low. Wait a second,
Okay.
folks. Oh, man.
Just go to Safari. Hit Safari.
Oh,
I know we're going to be winding down here soon.
sorry. Where's
We have
that?
a few more minutes left. Right there. Hit it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Let's see if
Aunt Martha was a bit of a different character for sure.
we... Very different. Oh, ring around my finger. I would just have a really good time playing that role.
More questions.
More questions?
Yes. Oh, are you a fan of any prime time horror like Walking Dead?
Oh, yeah. Walking Dead, American Horror Story. I don't know if you consider Sons of Anarchy, but yeah, anything. Anything that pertains to horror, I'm all over. I mean, that's pretty much, our lives. What's going on in the horror industry. And horror movies are incredibly fun and, they're just exhilarating. And,
Don't be scared to ask questions.
Oh, me? Okay, I'll ask questions. What is your favorite part of Sleepaway Camp? Who's your favorite character in Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah. Have you ever met a celebrity that made you nervous?
Eric Roberts. I was terrified. I got off the plane and had to go right into rehearsal.
He made me nervous too when I met
Bianca just met him because we just worked together again. I was just terrified because I love him in Pope of Greenwich Village and Star 80, and he's a tremendous actor. And to be, acting with him in scenes, I played opposite him, was like, whew, thrilling. Almost as exciting as, making a horror movie.
All right, who's your favorite character in Sleepaway Camp? Come on.
Who's your favorite character in Sleepaway Camp?
Have you ever met a celebrity BTW, there's something that makes me laugh about the Ben character in Sleepaway Camp.
Ben.
He's got
Lord.
such a weird, goofy laugh. 11 people watching. 11
You don't know
people
what's going
watching.
on in your life. Yeah, he's definitely weird. He's James Earl Jones' dad. He was like 85 then. And he just died like a couple of years ago. Lord. I loved him. He was a gentle soul. Everybody on that set was. I mean, Owen Hughes, who played Artie, was like the sweetest thing.
I'm not sure about favorites, but I sure couldn't say Meg or Judy. I wanted to slow.
Yes, I wanted to beat them. No, they were my best friends on the set. They were really sweet and really cool. But on screen, playing Meg and Judy, I wanted to.
Sorry, that's.
Yeah, they were not nice girls. They were like your they were the original Mean Girls. Forget Lindsay Lohan. You know, it's like they were the original Mean Girls. They were just all up on me. It was terrible. But thank God for Ronnie in his red shorts coming to my rescue. So what, are there any horror movies that you guys want to see remade?
Oh, somebody stopped watching.
There
was 11 people.
Those are the
Now
breaks.
there's 10.
Okay. Hopefully I'm entertaining. Should I do a little tap dance? Is there anything you want me to see me do? Like juggle or?
No, she's serious.
Yeah, I'm serious.
She is serious.
I think I'm a comedian. How does everybody like my sidekick Bianca over here?
Right? Yes.
Yeah, right. You have to say yes. She'd be very upset.
You right now, I'd be very happy.
Do you guys want to see Darren Miller again?
No particular.
He's right inside.
Remakes, but I definitely like to see your latest work for sure.
Thank
and
you.
actually juggle. Did you see?
I can't juggle.
And
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna try to juggle.
and
You ready?
Phil had birds and
I am gonna try to juggle.
She
I'm so-
can't juggle. She cannot juggle.
I'm gonna make it. I could probably make it look like I am juggling. No, I can't. Not very good.
Did you see? Mom, could you read this question?
But I'll try
I
anyway.
can't read it.
Okay, excuse me 1 second. Let's see. Oh, God, I'm old. My legs hurt. No particular.
No.
Okay, did you see Insidious 2? Haven't. And feel they had borrowed from Sleepaway Camp? I'll have to check that out. This is definitely a first for. What, my juggling?
Sit down. We're not at the circus.
She's telling me to sit down. You want to see this really
is
cute?
definitely
character.
first for IHTV. Yes, never had a guest juggle.
I think I'm like kind of up my skirt right now.
Never had a guest juggle before.
You see? I'm always good for
She's
for-
fun.
I like to think I am. I'm all about fun.
11.
11 people? All right, what do I have to do to get 13? Let's see. Oh, I actually have it.
If you ever end up
In bed with someone? Or what?
Michigan area, I have a 10-year-old daughter who would totally want to hang out
Aww.
with Bianca.
Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome.
What would you say is your most demanding role? Rachel.
No,
Rachel.
Rachel. No, Leah Keller in Zombie Killers. It was very difficult. Where's my wig, Bianca? Go get my wig.
Oh, okay. Where is it?
It's in your room.
Mine. Got it. I'm getting the wig.
I think.
Yeah.
I think. I had to just completely transform myself into like a person that I would never. I have nothing in common with.
I couldn't find it. I'll entertain them while you go get the wig. Go get the wig.
It's okay. It's my wig. Does anybody want to see the wig? If 10 people want to see the wig, I'll get the wig. But I'd have to see 10 yes, like 10 yes. So you have to say yes if you want to see the wig. If you don't want to see the wig,
Don't comment.
Yeah,
If you
comment.
don't want to say,
Are there any
see the wig,
yeses?
don't
Are there
write
any
yes.
yeses? I have to see 10 yeses.
Yes.
I have to go yes,
I did.
yes.
Two. We got 2.
Okay, I'll go get the wig. I'm
No,
good
we
like
got
that.
2.
Okay, I'm getting the wig. See, okay.
3. Okay. You could stop. She's going to get the wig. Do you have any questions for me? while I'm here. Okay, she has the wig. Never mind.
Okay. Okay. I have the
But I
wig.
don't think there's.
It's not going to look the way it does in the movie because...
Yes, there is. There's 11. There is 10.
Okay, obviously it's not.
Why do people keep
Her name is
saying
Leah
monkey?
Keller, and she's just like this. She's crazy. She's just like this. Do I look totally different? I look like my mother.
Who likes the wig?
Don't I look like Alma?
If you like the wig.
Oh, yeah. So now comment on the wig. Do you like
You
the
look
wig?
great.
You're very sweet.
Monkey faces are happy faces.
Aw, monkey. So this is my wig. Well, okay.
And then a monkey.
It's weird, isn't it? What do you think? How do you think I'd look as a blonde? Well, guys, it's almost time to say goodbye. And as much fun as I've had, I hope you have had some too. And it's been a pleasure. I would do this any time of the week. Thank you so much for having me. You're amazing. Bianca's going to be sad. But now we're going to give you a big old...
Do you have to stop?
Well, at 8 o'clock, we're all done. So,
Why do you have
Rob, are we good? I love you guys. Thank you so much for the questions and for listening to me.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're good.
Okay, have a great night. Bye.
No, it's